Hey everybody, so welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing some interval work. I'm going to be doing it on my bike, so clearly I'm still not running yet. It's been 1 month and things are getting better, but you know, it takes time. So I do want to say thank you though to everyone who responded. You know, the other day in a video I'd asked for you guys' help and input on mountain bikes. Basically entry-level types of mountain bikes because I was working on a budget, and you guys were just awesome. So you guys are all just really terrific. I really appreciate everyone who, you know, emailed me directly with different suggestions, and surprisingly you guys all had pretty much the same suggestions. So you know, I took that to heart. So the 3 bikes that came to the top of the list from all of you guys' emails is, one was by Specialized, like the Rock Hopper. Another was the Giant, I think, Talon, and then a bike by KHS. And so what I ended up doing is going into my local bike shop, and I kind of let them be the guide and help me in choosing the bike that I ended up with. And I ended up going with KHS, which is you know, it seems like a pretty nice bike. Now, I hadn't heard of any of these up until a couple of days ago, so like I said, I am definitely a newbie when it comes to mountain bikes. Even though, you know, I've ridden a bike my whole life, it's not something that I had really gotten into. So probably a lot like those who are just getting into running, it can be daunting when you look at all the different running shoe options and choices that are out there. That's kind of how I was feeling on the biking side of it. So I'm pretty happy with the choice that I made. And they, you know, because I went to a local run shop and I shopped locally, you know, they stand behind the product, and you know, they're going to be there to help me if I have any issues. They're going to do a tune-up within, you know, the first year. They said even if I didn't get it in within a year, they'll still honor the tune-up. It's not like they start a stopwatch or something like that. So I'm really happy that, you know, they were really knowledgeable and really great people who are passionate about the world of cycling. So I'm really glad that I went in and talked to them, and that was all a part of your guys' suggestion, that I look for a local run shop to try to get some information and get some guidance. So this is what I went with. I'm pretty happy with it. It's got some disc brakes. They're not hydraulic disc brakes, but they're disc brakes nonetheless. I've got just a single sprocket up front here, and then, you know, all of the sprockets there in the back with the shifting levers up at the front of the bike. So I'm really happy with that. Overall, this bike is amazing. You know, it is an entry-level mountain bike, so you know, it was at that, you know, $600 range and not the $3,000 range. But what a difference from this in my previous bike that I was on. This feels like riding a Cadillac compared to that one. So I'm really excited to put some miles in on it. I'm going to use it to do some interval work today. I'm going to take it out kind of in the countryside where I feel like I'm going to have, you know, a safe distance to do it. So all right, maybe we'll talk more about the bike later, but right now let me go find my phone, and I'll tell you what the format is for today. If I were running, I'll go over that, what it would have been like. And I apologize, my phone kind of went off. Okay, so as a workout, to warm up for 10 minutes, and then to run at my 10K pace for 1 kilometer, 75 seconds to recover as a jog. Repeat that 5 times. And then do another easy 10 after that, and then 10 minutes to cool down. What I'm going to do to convert this over to my mountain bike is basically kind of, you know, just go by time rather than distance. And I'm basically going to double the amount of time that it would normally take me to run 1 kilometer. So I'm just ballparking it here because there's no exact science, but I'm going to say 8 minutes. So I'm gonna ride hard for 8 minutes, and then have 75 seconds to recover, and I'll repeat that 5 times. So it'll be 40 minutes of hard riding with 10 to warm up, and then 10 easy after, and 10 to cool down. So you're looking at around 75 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, you know, so an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes in total for the workout. And then of course I'll end it with a light stretch. I had planned to go out to my local state park, because I thought that would be a really fun place to take my new bike, but I'm a little crunched on time. You guys have met my son in previous videos if you watched the Bay Shore Marathon videos. He works in the golf industry, and he's moving a little closer to home. He got a new job, so I'm going to go over, Kim and I are going to go over and help them move into their new place. So I need to be back here so I can get on the road to meet them, because they're not right next door, but they're a lot closer than they were. It's about an hour and 45-minute drive from here to get to their new place. It used to be 3 hours, 3.5 hours or so to get up to where they are currently. So I need to be back here so I can shower and get on the road and meet them when they arrive with their moving truck. So we're going to be moving some heavy furniture today. All right, that's probably enough of an intro. I'm going to do the best I can to get some better footage riding my bike. So the other day, you know, because I didn't have my mountain bike that was out, so I took all the, you know, I took Kim's, and I didn't have the brackets to hold the GoPro. What I did is I just stuffed the selfie stick down the center of my vest here to hold it, and was trying to film that way. And some of the footage turned out okay, and some of it clearly was not as good. So, but today for the footage, I'm probably going to just be hanging onto it. So the footage that you're going to see out on the road won't be me doing the intervals themselves, but probably during that 10-minute warm-up and 10-minute cool down phase, or 10-minute easy and 10-minute cool down. So I'll still have like 30 minutes of opportunity where it'd be much easier for me to film. So that's the footage that you're going to see. So you're not going to see me really huffing and puffing, probably, because I don't have any kind of GoPro mounts on my new bike. So that's where we're at with that. All right, I'm going to get into this one. Let's go get it done. So if you want a little motivation, get chased by some dogs. Oh my goodness. I don't usually come out this far, and so these dogs aren't necessarily accustomed to seeing people, and especially on bikes riding by, that kind of thing. So they just took off like a bat, chasing me down the road. All right, I only got about 30 seconds left in this recovery, so I need to put the GoPro down, grab a quick drink, and get back into it. All right, we'll talk more in a minute. Whew. I got one more of these to do. For simplicity purposes, rather than going like 75 seconds for recovery, I've just gone a minute. It's just easier for me to keep track of the time. Distance has not been, you know, too bad, or I should say time for the interval session hasn't been too bad for me to keep track of, because it's almost perfectly one length of the stretch of the road that I'm riding. So I don't really have to pay attention to looking at my watch at all. All I have to really do is focus on getting to the end. Man, awesome, awesome, awesome. Whew. All right, time's almost up. Gonna let you go and get a quick drink. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so here's a bit of a tip. If you want to seem like you know more about mountain bikes when you do, don't ask the salesperson why there's no kickstand. Oh, I didn't realize that was kind of a thing, but they looked at me like I asked her why you don't put ketchup in your coffee or something. So it was just a really strange look on her face. But basically, you know, if you want to talk bikes, say things like, you know, geometry, balance, things like that. Don't ask why there's no kickstand, because you're likely to get some funny looks like I did. Oh well, I get it now, but I'm not used to mountain biking, so all of my bikes have always had kickstands, so it's a little strange to me, which means I need to find a different way to store my bike in my garage. You know, leaning up against the wall or something like that isn't necessarily the most safest, because I don't want it to tip over and mess up, you know, the gears or derailleur or something like that. So that's something I do need to look at. And the bike hauler that I had that I used to put on the back of my car doesn't fit this bike. It's not long enough for it. So, and there's no adjustment. So I'm gonna have to find you know, probably just a bike rack that I can screw to my wall in my garage to keep my new bike safe. All right, I'm gonna let you go because I got a car coming behind me. Oh, so what a fun ride that was. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I said it earlier, but what a difference a bike makes. Holy cow. That was like riding a Cadillac from what I was used to. Such a smooth ride. The one thing that I will note is it was a lot easier to pedal, so I was going faster. So rather than relying on the difficulty or the resistance pedaling to get my heart rate up to threshold zone, which again for me is about 146 beats per minute, you know, I had to turn my legs over faster, and that's not a bad thing, you know, to improve my cadence. So overall, I think I got a pretty good workout. I didn't check, but I think it was around 18.5 miles, something like that, all together for today. And again, it was pretty awesome. I love the new bike. I love the new bike. That was a good decision. I forgot a couple of things, as I mentioned. You know, I forgot my heart rate monitor. I also forgot to put my Garmin stuff on the bike, you know, so I have a cadence that goes up on the crankshaft there by your pedals, and then I have you know, a speed indicator that you put around the hub of your rim and the front tire. And I forgot to put both those things on because they're still on my old bike. So a couple of things that I'm gonna need to do to get this bike back around to where I had the old one. So anyway, I don't know if that makes a big difference, you know, in the accuracy of, you know, of my ride, but it's still something I want to, you know, I bought them, I'm going to use them, so I'm going to move those over. All right, you guys, hey, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. I've got to get in and get a shower because I've got some moving to do today. So, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another, and don't forget, you guys, you can email me, you know, audio, video, if you want to just say hi to the Run Tall family. I know some of you have, but I'd love for us to be able to get to know each other, you know, put a face with a name. So you can send it to runtall2020@gmail.com. If the file's too big, you can upload it to Google Docs and just share it with me and using that same address. All right, with that, I hope you guys, again, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.